lot of pride in. By the third and fourth quarter, they were dog tired. They knew it was coming at them again, the same it was in the first quarter.
This is Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson from Lincoln Public Schools on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right. Well, welcome to 93.7 The Ticket. This is Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson BHS LLC, and joined back in the stadium I say stadium, excuse me. I was like, it's one of those mornings, I guess I got held up as I was coming into town because they were doing the run.
Oh, that's
the Husker run today.
So that's right. I didn't
Jeff
think
and Nicole
about
are there.
Yeah.
And so, but joined here with Harrison, who's running the board, and always appreciative. He's back this week. Mm-hmm. And so I'm glad to have you back. Brought the rain with you a little bit.
Yeah, I know. I woke up this morning. It was tough because we have the show before you guys with Jay Foreman inside the huddle. And man, I was tempted to hit that snooze button. When you wake up to soft rain, good luck. It's hard not to hit the snooze button an extra time or two.
Well, it wasn't a whole lot of thunder or anything. I just kind of woke up. I kind of heard stuff going. Then you look out. And normally, like now, this time it's like bright.
Yeah.
You know, because I've been going. You know, you go to the gym in the 5, and then like by the end of the 6 o'clock, there's enough little like daybreak, and then you're getting there, and I'm like, man, it's still hazy, and I'm like, okay, was the fire in Canada that bad?
Yeah.
I mean, but much needed. I know, like, you know, our farmers and everybody else, lawns were definitely needed. And when you think about the rest of the country and the heat that's going on, insane. I mean, I was in Vegas 2 weeks ago, you know, over 100. You got places that have had straight over 100 degree days for 6-8 days. And so definitely some nice relief to have it here.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. You think about like I think pretty much across the board, all of Nebraska was in severe drought.
Yeah.
And in just like the few weeks of July we've had, everyone's pretty much okay.
Yeah.
It was a very late rain, but we've just been getting rain every week now. And you know, you're from the Midwest when you talk about the rain we do, and we get so excited about it. But no, it's been awesome. I'm sure the farmers are having a great time with it. But again, if you guys want to join the show, it's just me and Pete now, but we will have a couple of guests on here shortly. You can join the show on the Starter Heyman text line, 402-464-5685. And we're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo channel 951. You guys are always welcome to join the show. And go ahead and put your comments in that way.
Well, and Love, like I said, you said busy week. You know, we were kind of chopping it up a little bit before, and been a lot going on. You were gone last week, so hopefully you were getting some downtime and getting to enjoy some things.
Yeah, knocked out the last wedding of the summer. So shout out Jason and Alexa Becker. They got married down in Wayne. We went, I think it's called the Belmont. Beautiful place. Never been there. It's on the north side of town. Anyone familiar with Wayne will understand what I'm talking about. Just north past Wayne State College.
Okay.
But no, it was beautiful. One of the most beautiful weddings I've ever been to that served as prime rib there. I felt spoiled.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was real nice. And, you know, he's got both of them are great careers in front of him. She's going to go be an artist. He's working on being a doctor right now. So just great people. Awesome wedding. It's always fun. Go back, see the people you love. I just had a great wedding, and then obviously make it back for the night shows to help out Austin. So he's not here all day
where he's just plugging away. I remember he said he was very clear to say, I'll be covering the morning shift, and then Harrison will be back this afternoon. And he said that like repeatedly, almost like you were listening on the app or whatever else to make sure. But, you know, when you get prime rib, and especially, I mean, I'm sure it was real stuff. That's got to be okay.
Yeah, you get those Northeast farmers out there. They got the good cuts for me. Put it that way. It's all quality meat up there. And just an awesome time. But I'm done with weddings for a little bit. I'll put it that way. I'm good. I've had my fill, and I'm ready just to kind of get ready for fall, plug into work, and football's right around the corner, man. I'm getting really excited.
You know, and that's kind of the cool thing. You talked about the wedding thing. It's also the season. I have to give a shout out to Hallie Sidney, who is one of my daughter's friends who she played with at Northwest. They were over in England. Hallie was, and then her boyfriend proposed to her.
Okay.
And so,
awesome.
You know, my daughter's been in one, and then she's had 2 of her teammates. So she's kind of in that age. I mean, I always, we kind of make fun of, I say I'm in the seasoned frame of life. You've had some of the scholars who know me and don't say old, they say seasoned. But she got engaged. So she's kind of on the cusp of kind of going to be in a couple of those things coming up. So congratulations to Hallie Sidney. I know she's, probably maybe one of our first listeners over on the Ticket in England. I know she got up this morning and was like, okay, I have to tune in to hear that shout out. But, I think about summer too, like that stretch, it's kind of, people say coming to an end. But
yeah, once 4th of July kind of wraps up, I think people start to kind of feel that a little bit.
Well, I think it's Prime Day. I think when I think used to say like, oh, the 4th of July. I think when Amazon Prime happens, once that gets over, like that seems like it's taken over the summer. So I got to ask you, did you buy anything from Amazon Prime on Prime those Prime days?
No, I don't impulse buy off Amazon. That's one of the few things I'm proud of. I know a few people in my life where I'm like, dang, like they got that impulse because what do they call it? It's the one-click buy.
Yes.
That thing seems dangerous. No, you need that 24 hours to think about it. I'll put stuff in my cart, wait 24 hours, and if I still think it's worth the money, then I'll go through. But it's a good rule of thought. Wait 24 hours. It's online. You don't have to go and get it. Yeah, just save that one-click purchase.
Even behave. That's just a behavior. You need to go ahead and start some sessions for some people or whatever else, because that truck has been flowing through our neighborhood. Like there was one, they were parked out in front of a house, I think 10 minutes. I was like, hey, you okay or whatever else? And he was like, yeah, the packages are in here. If I don't get them out, I got to find them and then I got to come back. And like, I'm just like, oh, for crying out loud.
Yeah. So, shout out the drivers. A lot of them are ticket listeners too. So you got to keep those guys in the mix.
Amazon, FedEx, all of you all in those service delivery. Thank you. You can miss my house. I mean, if it goes back, you're okay. But we limited. I think I got some golf club covers.
Nice.
It was, that was my $20 purchase. And then I think we ended up getting a door. I can't remember, door alert or whatever, door bing or whatever it's called. And
like a ring door?
Yeah. So you could see or
some
whatever.
Security
yeah.
System.
Well, I mean, we've been there for how long and nothing's happened. And now all of a sudden, like, it's like a heightened awareness. So I'm putting that together today. So I'm excited maybe just to see what dogs are walking by the house in the morning. And,
I was going to say, I got my parents, we got it's a little ring one and it's got some motion activation. We've got a lot of squirrels in the neighborhood. No threats. A lot of squirrels and dogs running by those. So you might get a lot of that, but hey, it doesn't hurt to be too secure out there. But there is as you said, Nebraska football road race going on today. And that one's a great event. If you guys are actually even running that and you're just listening on the Ticket app, that'd be cool to hear how that's going for you guys, running in the rain a little bit. I take that over some of the heat we've had in years past.
Without question. Jeff and Nicole from the Farrells and Fitness Fanatics, which follows. I know they pre-taped their show yesterday so they could participate in that. Actually, I know about a month or so ago, you got caught in the marathon traffic coming into work.
Yeah.
I was coming down O Street and they had it blocked off.
Yeah, I took.
So I had to circle back. I had to circle around to get here.
I think that's the most guilty I've ever felt because I knew the race was happening too, and I just overestimated myself. And I was like, well, I know how to get around it. What is it at max? Like 10 minutes? Nah, it's 30, at least half an hour to 45 minutes.
That's like a major one. Yeah. But it was like I saw it and I was like, the first thing I thought about here, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to shoot him a text and everything. But a couple of other things I know, like I said, you've got the road race, so good luck to all those individuals running. Yeah, shoot us a text.
It goes to pediatric cancer too. Huge cause. I mean, it's definitely it's one of those things that's awesome for the Lincoln community to do, and that is one thing that it just never hurts. The amount of money that gets funded into that just through that event alone, it's huge. It does make an impact. So it's very important that if you're able to do so, even just bring your kid to do it. Obviously it's happening now, but even just go down there, meet some cool Husker fans. You can still donate. You don't have to run the race. Exactly. It's just a great cause. But anyways, I cut you off.
No. I think that's exactly what you said. I mean, I think sometimes people think you can participate. I always say your time, talents, and treasures.
Yep.
Can you give your time? What is your talent? Whatever that might be, and your treasures, whether that's financially or whether that's another gift you have. Harrison, you're exactly right. And when we talk about bigger than the score and what the ticket's about, I mean, I think that's truly, one of those things. So, and kind of in transition to that, one of the weeks we had, this week, one of the involvements I got to have, and I just want to give a special shout out. We had a Camp for a Cause.
Okay.
And so for me, what that's been is about 10 years. When my daughter started playing, we just looked for, we did skill development stuff for basketball during the summer, and, other kids came. And so we kind of formalized it into a camp and had the opportunity to do this. And that's kind of who our guests are going to be joining us today. But College of St. Mary, Coach Walker, who was somebody who recruited my daughter when he was at UNO 3 years ago, had offered to provide some support for it, and comes down with his players and female players. It's kind of primarily a focus for females, but we had male athletes. We don't turn anybody away, and did just a phenomenal job. But over that it was free, and we were able to provide about 40 plus, scholars and opportunity. But just a lot of people came out and supported Lincoln Sports Complex and Foundation, Chesterman's Coca-Cola, the ticket, like I said, we were able to give a couple t-shirts away on that end. And just really, truly appreciative. Melvin Blair, we had kids from Omaha that came from elementary schools I didn't even know exist. And so he's the coach at Omaha Bryan or Omaha Burke, excuse me, and just was like, hey, put it out to his kids and had some high school kids come out and just was really fun. I've been away from the formal capacity because I used to oversee an organization, stopped about a year ago just to focus on family, and was cool to see young people in the gym of all levels from like 4th grade on up to high school, just enjoying the game. And we donated to Alzheimer's Association. So since it was free optional donations, we had a shootout and we're able to give about $250 to the Nebraska Alzheimer's Association, which like really was cool because we asked like, how many of you guys know what Alzheimer's is? And it was really sad. I mean, my mom was impacted by it for 12 years and over 2/3 of them raised their hand.
Oh, wow.
And we're aware of it. And it's like, how many have been impacted? And, over half. And that is something when you talk about cancer and you talk about different things, that's not something that would have, that was going on, a number of years ago. And so really appreciative of those who help support Jerry Taylor at F Street Rec Center. And just, again, the ticket for, they liked and retweeted some things. And I'm really, really appreciative of just that coverage and that support.
Yeah, it's a good cause. I'll say it again. I say it before we go to break here. I say it every week. This is a feel good hour. It makes you feel a real sense of pride in the Lincoln community, and especially when you're doing events like that, because there's a lot of people that are familiar that have known people with Alzheimer's, and it can be really heartbreaking. Going through that, and just to have that cause and support around you, it's incredible to always have. And one of your shows is big on shouting out all the good things that do happen around Lincoln. So real quick though, before we go to break, you brought in a full studio this morning. Go ahead and preview what we got ahead here, and we'll go to break.
Hey, DP's going to be like, okay, when they come in, we're coming with the crew, we're coming in with the luggage, we're flying families in. But that's the cool part is we've got 2 phenomenal scholars that are in the building. We've got Eva and Lila, right? There you go. I got it right. Yeah, she nodded and they got the smiles on. But both of them, not only being participants in the camp, I've known their parents for some time as well, but they were just phenomenal. And I wanted just to have some young people on, just kind of not just talk about the experience, but again, just their journey, who they are, and they're in various grades. And so they also got their family. So they're going to get to give a shout out to everybody who's here supporting. Remember, we start with mom. Okay, we start with mom, but got a brother and father here. And again, just kind of sharing the insight, perspective. They're on summer, so we'll probably ask them what's been their favorite summer memories so far. And then also just giving some advice to us more seasoned individuals about like just how to act and what are things we should be doing to kind of really promote positive youth action moving forward. So I'm excited to have them. Both got, they got that great smile. They're looking intensely at each other, like that sibling rivalry, rock, paper, scissors, who's going to answer the first question. So, after the break, we'll get back to them, but you're on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score, with Peter Ferguson and Harrison on the board.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street, Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
I wanted to quit for so long, but I didn't know where to start.
I was afraid of what people would think, but then I found the right support to start my recovery journey. 1 in 14 Americans reports experiencing a substance use disorder, a treatable medical condition. Treatment can take many forms, so there are a variety of options to explore and find the one that works best for you. Recovery from drug addiction is possible.
Paid for by the CDC, sponsored by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
They
They are our love book and companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life better. When we face unexpected challenges, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people and their pets. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just getting my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project the Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, call 988 for free, confidential, and compassionate support. On July 16th, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is transitioning to 988. There is hope. For 24/7 support, call, text, or chat 988.
Sponsored by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Mario fue pintor más de 30 años. Cuando me dijo que se le estaban olvidando las cosas, fue difícil. Un día me dijeron que pintara el marco del lado por dentro y pinté el lado de afuera.
Yo le diría a la gente que le diga a su familia lo que está pasando con él.
Si algo se nota diferente, podría ser Alzheimer. Es momento de hablarlo. Visita alz.org/nuestras historias para saber más. Un mensaje de the Alzheimer's Association y the Ad Council.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them?
By their clothes,
Their age,
the way they speak.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at ihungerinamerica.org. Brought to you by FEMA, to invent Strong, and the Ad Council.
Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter from Lincoln Public Schools on 90 Ticket, ticketfm.com.
All right. Well, welcome back to 937 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score, every Sunday at 8 a.m. And I'm joined here. Harrison's on the board. So, again, want to always say I'm truly appreciative of him. And, again, as we kicked off, you can watch us on live stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo channel 951. You can also call the show on the Sutter Heyman text line at 402-464-5685. I believe I got all that right. I saw that on the screen, so I was going to give it a shot. We are joined with Eva and Lila. We keep practicing on that, and she gave the little wave. So if you're looking at the screen, wave back, give her a fist pump. They are two absolutely, I said before, phenomenal scholars. And so we're going to dive right in. And so, Eva, why don't you tell us a little bit, just who are you? Where do you go to school? And, just your age, and we'd love to get started.
I go to Blessed Sacrament School.
Oh.
I'm in 8th grade, and I've lived in Lincoln almost all my life.
Okay. You said almost all your life. Have you?
All my life.
All your life. Okay. I was like, okay. There was that. We were like, that's a long time. That 8th grade. You said, how old are you?
I'm 13.
You're 13. Okay. I was gonna say, there's a lot of years there. You could have been like a world traveler, doing some things and mixing it up. So awesome. So Blessed Sacrament, you're going there in 8th grade, and so you're King of the Hill this year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Big
How do you feel about that? Oh, she said it right off the bat.
dog.
She's like, big dog. How you feel about that?
I feel great.
Okay. We're gonna have to ask you a little bit more about that as we kind of keep going. And we've got your sister, Lila, And Lila's here, got that phenomenal smile. I love that. Tell us a little bit about you.
I go to Blessed Sacrament too, and I go to Blessed Sacrament, and I'm going into 6th grade.
Okay, 6th grade,
and I live in Lincoln.
Okay, so you live in the same household?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna go ahead and claim her and everything? Maybe she's like, yeah, whatever you said. So first off, tell us a little bit. Who else is in your family?
My dad, Derek, my mom, Stephanie, and my brother Luke, and my dog Winnie.
Oh, and got the dog in there too. I love that. And what kind of dog?
She's just a mutt.
Okay. Enjoy dogs. Are you want a cat? You want a lizard, iguana, or anything?
I wanted dogs the most.
Okay, fantastic. And we've got their parents and the brother sitting next in the studio, and so I got some smiles and extremely proud of them. So tell us a little bit. I'm gonna go back to you. Like, what else do you do in school? Like, do you play sports? Are you in 4-H, FBLA? Tell us what else you do.
So our school's really small.
Okay.
And so usually when we have sports, it's like our school just like has one sub or something.
Okay.
And we barely have enough to make a volleyball team.
Okay.
So not really a lot of sports going on.
Okay. What else? Do you do other classes? Are there other clubs that your school has?
We have 4-H, which is like a club for all grades that you can do fun stuff.
Okay.
I was in it last year, but not this year.
Okay.
And it's really fun. I was president of it.
Awesome. So what did you do in 4-H? Because just something you wouldn't know about me. I was in 4-H when I was in elementary and middle school in Arizona, and I have some blue and purple ribbons, and I actually cooked. I cooked. My mom had me cook. So you didn't know that about me.
No, I knew you were at the 4-H. I didn't realize you got them. You actually got some ribbons to go along with it.
State Fair. I was crushing the Arizona State Fair with that lemon pound cake. So what kind of, there's different things in 4-H. So what part of 4-H were you involved in?
Really almost all of it.
Okay.
But I never went to any of the state fairs.
Okay.
Cut sports and all that. And we did mostly like crafts and meetings sometimes.
Okay. And elevated to president, she's like, that's it, I'm done. I'm time for somebody else to go ahead and take the reins. I'm moving on. So like that. Well, what about you? What else are you involved in?
I was in 4-H last year too.
Okay.
But not this year because of sports.
Okay.
And Eva was actually president and I was vice president.
It was a family affair. Look at you. Y'all are already planning. See, right here, Harrison, they've got some plans moving forward.
Yeah, they already got the whole infrastructure tied up.
Yeah. They said when it's time to transition, we all leave an office. Y'all figure it out. Cool deal. Well, you both have talked about sports a little bit, and so you're involved in some sports. So tell us a little bit, what sports do you play?
I play soccer and basketball. I play on Sting for soccer and Shockers for basketball.
Okay. So I don't ever want to ask a favorite because I'm a big multi-involvement type person. So I don't think you ever have to choose a favorite. You can enjoy different aspects. But what do you enjoy about soccer? And then what do you enjoy about basketball?
I enjoy about soccer the coaches that help me and tell me what to do and where to go. And for basketball, also the coaches and just the way they do things.
Okay. And so tell me, like, I know you're kind of still a little bit younger, but is there like a role that you enjoy having right now? I hate saying positions at certain ages. I'm like, okay, you should be playing. I'm multi
you don't know what you
position
are.
Everybody, you're not a forward, you're not a wing. If they're doing that, I would have to talk to you and talk to your parents about that. But like, what role do you enjoy most in the athletics that you play?
Probably for soccer, striker and midfield.
Okay.
And then for basketball, point guard.
Ooh, okay. And last question, who's one of your favorite players in both sports?
Soccer, Messi, and then for basketball, Giannis.
Wow. Okay.
I like those answers a lot. Giannis surprised me.
Yeah. I was going to say, we're going to come back because I want to know what aspect of Giannis do you like? Why do you like him in regards to that? Messi, kind of hands down. That's kind of almost an easy giver right there. What about you?
I play soccer for Sting too.
Okay.
And basketball for ABA in the summer.
Okay.
And in the winter, Liberty.
Okay.
And I like soccer because of the coaches, and I like running long distances.
Okay.
And that soccer takes care of that.
Okay.
And for basketball, probably the coaches and dribbling and shooting, like doing that too.
Awesome. Awesome. And so what kind of like, what role do you, the same thing I asked your sister, like what are your favorite roles in regards to the sports, whether it's, the on court aspect or it's the teamwork? What's the thing you enjoy the most about just being involved in athletics?
In soccer, I really like the teamwork.
Okay.
And all the passes that connect. And in basketball, probably the teamwork too. Just all comes together and I like it.
Awesome. And same question, favorite players in both?
Soccer is Messi and in basketball is Kobe.
Wow.
These guys are great answers.
Yeah, that's deep. Okay. So I'm going to ask both of you, have you guys gotten the opportunity to watch any of the WNBA finals or shootouts at all?
I think on the TV, just not on real life.
Okay. Sabrina Ionescu, you got to watch. She lit it up in the 3-point shootout, most points ever by any participant ever. I think it was 37 threes.
Missed 2.
Missed. Like you shoot 40 and hit, or you shoot 40, miss 3, hit 37. So if both your players that you talked about are great, but definitely take her in. That's quite an accomplishment. So as we've kind of talked about different things in regards to athletics, and we'll get to the academic side of things a little bit as well, what kind of started your interest in sports? Like, was it seeing your parents play? Did they like, okay, you got to get out of the house and we got to get you moving? Like what kind of started your interest in like, okay, these are some sports and these are some things I want to do, whether it's 4-H or the athletic side?
So my dad would always play sports when he was little.
Okay.
And he's like, let's go try some sports. And then I ended up really liking it.
Okay.
So I just kept with sports.
Awesome. Which sports did your dad play? And then we're going to give the $20,000 question. Was he good?
He played football and a little bit of soccer and baseball.
Okay.
I think he was the best at football.
Okay. He's giving the sign language over here. I was a multi-sport. I'm in the Nebraska Hall of Fame. That's in our basement. But as far as the kids know, don't want to warp that. So awesome. What about you? What kind of obviously you have an older sister and you saw her. Was it like, I'm going to be better than her? Or was it like, no, I really look up to her and this looks like she's really having a good time?
Sometimes when I'm mad at her, I want to get really good and beat her.
Okay.
It's we 1v1 in the backyard a lot.
Okay.
And it's the same thing Eva said. I do it because my dad does sports, and I started it for fun, and I really liked it.
So what are those 1v1s? The terminology is just like Harrison. I'm loving they know the game. They're using the terminology. What are those 1v1 battles look like? And we might have your parents come in a little bit later to kind of, say, hey, we had to separate them. It's like Creed. But what is that like? Why do you enjoy that? And what does that look like when you play your sister?
I love doing it with her, but whenever I'm beating her, it turns into a fouling game.
The hacking goes on when you go ahead. She's shaking her head like that doesn't happen. Okay, so give us your impression of what that 1v1 looks like.
When I'm beating her, she turns into a fouling game.
Okay.
I just play the game, and she just kind of like, no.
Oh.
But we just I like to use that as practice my touches and all that, and get better at my footwork.
Awesome. Well, you guys have both shared a lot of insight. I kind of want to ask you a little bit too, like school wise. I think that's always definitely important. So like, what is the best part? What is your favorite subject in school? And why is school important? Like the academic side of things. You talked about the importance of the things in sports, but what are some things in school that help you in sports? And so maybe start off, what's your favorite subject?
History, probably.
Wow. Why is that?
It's the easiest.
Okay. And tell why do you feel like that's the easiest? Because there's just set dates, there's no there's no fluctuating, or it's just something that it's always interests you?
It's just like the dates are set and everything has a certain time and a certain day that it went off.
Okay.
You have some good memories, is what you're telling me. Is kind of what it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, if you got that memorization down, I can see how history is one where you can really take advantage of. If you can read something and just keep that in your head, then you can figure out history.
I'm still working on that. What's their favorite part of it? Like, what's a favorite piece of history that you're just like, man, that was really cool when I learned that?
This is hard. Probably when Noah's Ark, when the flood happened.
Okay.
That was really cool.
So, random question. What animal, what pair of animals would you put on the ark if you got to choose?
Dogs.
Dogs? Okay. I got to go around that. Harrison, what about you?
I think you forgot the dinosaurs. So I'd say next time around, make sure you bring them back.
Okay. I'm trying to think. Panda bears. Panda. Yeah, I'm panda bears. What about you?
Probably a fox, I guess.
Okay. Oh, we got a nice little collection there
That's a
going
nice
on.
mix.
So tell us what are your favorite subjects?
I probably like history too.
Okay.
Why my sister likes it, and yeah.
Okay. And again, tell us like what's your favorite piece, Lila?
Like when Isaac and his son, they went up to like the top of the mountain, and he was about to sacrifice his son, but he didn't because an angel told him not to.
Awesome. So got 2 history people in here, history majors. So when we're talking about just different things that you love in school and those type of things, how do things in school help you with like the athletic side of things? Like how does it help you with basketball and soccer? We always people sometimes like to separate the two. And I think there's, definitely there's things you learn in school. There's things you learn on the court that you bring into both. Like what's a piece of advice that you've gotten from school that has helped you on the court?
If you fail school, you can't play sports.
Oh, that's a wrap right there. I think, there's a lot of people need to say that one more time.
If you fail school, you can't play sports.
Okay. I like that. Lila, what about you?
You can use knowledge in the game. You can just use knowledge in the game.
Okay. Using that knowledge in the game. So you talked about coaches and things like that. What's a piece of advice that you have gotten either from your parents, your brother, your sister, or just you watched on TV that you're like, man, that was really cool and that you would want to share with other people?
Speaking of Kobe again, I have a poster in my room that says, if you're afraid to fail, then you're probably going to fail. So I just go off of that a lot.
Wow. That's powerful. And I remember hearing him always talk about that. Why does that speak to you?
Because I get nervous a lot. And I'm like, oh, you're going to do something bad. But then I just remember that. I'm just like, if you're afraid to fail, then you're probably going to fail. So I just keep fail out of my mind.
I like that. Lila, what about you?
Mine's by Alex Morgan, which is you have to be odd to be number 1.
Wow. Hey, that's
these guys got names already. I they studied for this interview.
I was like, okay, whatever. And I promise, like I said, like a handful of questions. So who's Alex Morgan, for those that don't know?
She plays soccer on Girls USA.
Okay. And then just repeat that quote one more time.
You have to be odd to be number 1.
What does that mean to you?
Like, I like it because I just like to be the odd one out and just like walk really hard, even when no one's watching or something.
I think about how you said that you have to be odd to be number 1, and there's not a lot of people that they don't want to be different.
Yeah,
they want to be the best, but they don't want to be different. And so I really am taken on how you
understood
that,
right,
but you feel that, and I think that's really, really important in a lot of ways. And so we're joined here on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score, with Lila and Eva Haddon, and they have just been crushing it. To be perfectly honest, dropping knowledge all over the place. And so we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back with them and just some other insight and some perspective and advice on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy? It's Planet Fitness. Now through July 19th, you can join for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 convenient locations worldwide and equipment for workout, you can get in, get energized, get going. Whether you're a newbie or a gym pro, you belong in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, July 19th. See Home Club for details.
It's Christmas in July at Pillar Restaurant Group when you purchase a $100 gift card and receive a $15 bonus card. One gift card for all of our locations, including Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, the Butchery and Venue at Home, and all weekend Good Sense subs. Our Christmas in July gift card special is available at all Pillar Restaurant Group locations or online at prgnebraska.com. That's prgnebraska.com to get a $15 bonus card when you purchase a $100 gift card.
smoke-free environment is the only way to fully protect from the dangers of secondhand smoke. That's why smoke-free policies are so important to me. Whether it's in my car, apartment building, or when I'm dining outdoors, there's no place for secondhand smoke or e-cigarette aerosol. Breathe easier knowing the facts. Visit smokefree.ne.gov. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
Rich Stein and the double-doubles here. If you had to pass the baton down to the new guy and say, that's the new pipeline, what does that look like?
Conditioning for me ultimately is a game changer. I don't care how much you can bench, how much you can squat. If you can start a game and finish a game in the same condition in the extreme elements, you're going to have the ability to wear down your opponent. And that's what we took a lot of pride in. By the third and fourth quarter, they were dog tired. They knew it was coming at them again, the same it was in the first quarter.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-9462.
Adoption of teens from care is a topic not enough people know about, and we're here to change that. I'm April Dinwiddie, host of the new podcast, Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Each episode brings you compelling real-life adoption stories told by the families that live them with commentary from experts. Visit adoptuskids.org/podcast or subscribe to Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families and the Ad Council.
Old School with DP and J.
As long as it's taken for him to build up that pretty successful by standards and look pretty successful by Big Ten West standards, you have to take that into accountability. You can't be an impulsive in the moment type of decision maker, because how you handle Pat Fitzgerald could you from hiring, because those coaches talk.
93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Don't let biased algorithms or degree screens or exclusive professional networks or stereotypes. Don't let anything keep you from discovering the half of the workforce who are stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time to tear the paper ceiling and see the stars beyond it. Find out how you can make stars part of your talent strategy at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends, surprise parties, camps, birthdays. The same way you plan for the important moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson from Lincoln Public Schools on 93.7 theticketfm.com.
All right. Well, welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. This is Peter Ferguson, and also joined on the board with Harrison. So, again, I always want to express my appreciation for him coming in the morning and facilitating. We're just getting nuggets just dropped on us this morning, aren't we?
The clip's going to be easy.
Yeah,
this show.
Yeah.
I have a hard time picking something out.
It's absolutely been phenomenal. Now, I want to come back to you. Okay? Tell me why Giannis?
Because I like how he dunks on people.
A simple answer right there. It's just like he's just nasty. He just dunks on people. You didn't even know who Kevin Garnett is?
I feel like I remember his name.
Brother does. You like his name. See, it's showing some age or whatever. Hey, we've got some additional individuals in the studio, and we're definitely going to get to them. They had mentioned their family, and so their family members were here, and they have been they should be. They're extremely proud and have known them in a capacity. But a couple more questions for the scholars is, we talked about best advice that you've received. Okay. What is a piece of advice? I try to ask this every week. What is some advice that you would give parents or older and seasoned individuals as they're kind of raising their kids? Like, this is your time to kind of say, here's some advice that I would like to give to older individuals that are either like watching coaching sports or they have kids. What would you say?
If the ref makes the wrong call, you don't need to yell at them.
Wow. Repeat. We're going because I think the officials conference is coming up at the end of the month, and they would love to hear that. Say that one more time.
If the ref makes a mistake, don't yell at them.
So why? Because some parents are like, well, they made the wrong call. Like, why would that be important as you as a young person needing to state that?
Because I feel like it could affect the team that you're going for too. Because refs are human, they could still like say the wrong call on purpose too if you yell at them.
Wow. That's powerful in itself. And especially when we've got a shortage, Harrison, and we know that of individuals wanting to get involved and support youth sports because of kind of the behavior and the demeanor, not because of the young people, but more so because of older individuals.
Yeah, I always say this, and that's why I love what she said. It's look across every professional sports league. People always say the refs are bad. It's not really the case of the refs. It's just an impossible thing to get 100% perfection. So understanding that they're going to miss some calls from time to time and you can't get on their case. Yeah, that's very important, especially at a young age. I wish I had that wisdom because when I was younger, I'd let it affect me a little too much.
Yeah.
I'd be like, that was all ball, man. You can't. And then, your head's somewhere else in the game.
Well, and I think I remember when I was refereeing and parents, like I remember like the parents were like, oh, and you could just see it impacting a young person. And so I would go over to the young person. I said, hey, you know what? I can make this better. And they're like, well, how? And I go, I can kick your parents out. And you see them have this big smile, and the parent would just get like, you could just see them increasingly get more irate because they didn't know what the conversation was going on. They're like, well, my kid needs to get straight. I hope you told him to get better. I was like, no, I just told him I could take care of, why they were upset by kicking you out. Lila, what about you? What's a piece of advice you would give to adults?
Probably the same as my sister, and believe in your kids and be patient.
Believe in your kids and why is that important? Because some people, again, they'll say, why?
I don't know, just some parents move too fast and they don't believe in their children.
Wow. I think that's powerful in itself. On just slow down. I mean, I think I was guilty of that. I mean, your parents have known my family for a little bit, and like you just kind of don't take some of those moments in, and before you know it, they're gone, and you're trying to look on your phone and look at the video, and like instead of being in the moment and truly experiencing it. Okay, so I'm gonna flip it one more. Okay, what's a piece of advice that you would give to your peers or people your age? Or even a little bit older? I always kind of say kindergarten through 12th grade.
Just go to do whatever makes you feel free.
Why is that important?
Because kids my age probably don't know what they're doing yet, or they're like forced to do something and they don't want to.
Okay. And so how do you handle that when like you're kind of told to do something and you're not really sure what the outcome or if it's good for you?
Kind of just think about it.
Process on that. Good. What about you?
And people make mistakes.
People make mistakes. Why is that important for individuals like I say your age group to understand?
Because I feel like the younger you are, the more mistakes you make, and then you look at it like a little bit older and you be like, wow, I made so many mistakes. That's so crazy. But then everyone makes mistakes. It's normal.
And it goes back to your Kobe Bryant quote that you had earlier. Like if you're afraid to fail, you're never going to get to be the best. And so really appreciate that. So, as we've heard that, you've got some individuals in here with you. I want you to reintroduce them, but I kind of just want to ask them like what they've heard, what they've seen, and give a brief, description of just who they see their young kids, who they see their kids are. So Eva, who do you have by you?
I have my mom, Stephanie.
Okay. And Stephanie, go ahead and we'll raise that mic up for you or whatever. So thank you for coming in. And I've known you and your husband for a little bit, but tell us who you are, what you do, and give some affirmation and some love to this young lady.
All right. So my name is Steph, and I am a special education teacher at Rousseau.
Okay.
I work with Pete's better half over there.
There you go.
And I've been teaching for like 20 years, I think. So
okay.
Have my summers off at home with my kids, which is nice. And it's just been really fun watching all of them, but especially the girls, the two older ones, as they've grown. Like you said, the years go by so fast.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll be in high school, not too long. But yeah, it's been fun watching them. We've tried to introduce them to lots of sports and activities at a young age, and they just kind of found things that they've really liked. And it's kind of ironic. I knew nothing about soccer and didn't care for it too much, and that's the one that they both ended up loving. So, but yeah, it's been they've really grown into beautiful young women and have big hearts and are hard workers. So obviously they get that from me.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well, so with that great introduction, Lila, I want you to go ahead and explain who's behind you.
My dad and my brother.
Okay. And so your dad, we'll say Derek. So I appreciate the fact that she didn't say like the first name to get snatched up. Tell us about this young lady and your family.
You know, it's fun watching them just grow and compete as a team and try to make others better and just watch them get out there. And we didn't really force them into playing sports. We kind of let them tell us if they wanted, like they started in Y ball, kind of moved up to rec, and now they're playing club sports. And just as much as they wanted, we kind of let them decide how much they want and what road it can go down.
Awesome. And so just kind of, speaking to both you, what's something that you've heard this morning? I mean, I know you've had a lifetime with them, but what's something you've heard this morning that has really stood out to you that you're just like, wow, that does my heart good. Or I wish I would have taken this in a little bit more.
I think just both of them mentioning the impact their coaches have had, kind of reiterated how important it is to have positive role models in their life. So, we're obviously with them the most and in charge of, their well-being overall, but there's so many other influences in their life. And so it's just important to make sure that they're surrounded by good people and positive role models who will help guide them in their journey. And so, yeah.
Awesome. What about you?
Listening to some of these answers, I think Lila gave a great answer on just history stuff that I maybe didn't pay attention to.
I think they're going to combine history and religion a little bit.
That's right.
And I think they're both smarter than me now, so that's a good thing.
Okay.
That's not saying much, but they're just watching them grow and become better people and help everybody else, and they have huge hearts, and it's just real joy watching them do what they do.
So if you had to describe just them, okay, or just to them, like what, just they're sitting there, you got 15 seconds, what have you said, but what would you say to them in this moment right now?
Just how proud I am of you girls. And I probably don't say it enough. But we just couldn't ask for more. And you guys, you're hard workers, your love for God and for helping others, like your dad said. And we are just so grateful and blessed to be able to raise you guys and have you in our family.
Awesome. What about you? What would you say?
That covers quite a bit of it, but
that's right there. The better half spoke for the spokesperson for the family. She looked at him and was like, "Don't screw this up, dude. You will walk home."
But we're just proud of them, and I think that we both have. I think all three of our kids, every coach has said that they're very coachable.
Awesome,
and that's about the top compliment you can get.
Awesome. And you have a son here, so he's peeping in. Come on in, get in so people can see who you are and everything. So tell us, you got your two sisters here, okay? What do you think about them?
They're known for me beating me up.
Oh, okay. So we might have authorities coming over a little bit later. That's his cry for help right there. But like I said, you could see the love and the interaction. I want to go back to your scholars. I want to go back to Lila, and I want to go back to Eva. Eva, like, tell us. You heard what your parents said. What would you say about them?
They taught me well. They made me really nice.
Okay.
And some mean sometimes, but
okay,
it's just parenting.
I like that. What about you?
They helped me get this far, and they're the ones who taught me my leadership role and to be kind to others. And I'm lucky to have them as my parents.
Awesome. So those that are listening, we got a couple minutes left. What is something that you would say, so a piece of advice? We talked about adults and we talked about peers, but what is something you want to say to the community that they need to think on, they need to take with them, or that would inspire them?
Back to mistakes again. People make mistakes and all that, and just keep going. Just don't stop.
I like that. I think in a time, people say, oh, it's time we need young people and this, that, and the other. You guys have always led the way. And so understand that we make mistakes, but we got to keep going. Lila, what about you?
Just follow your dreams and just don't go for what other people want you to do. Just go for what you want to do.
Wow. I think a lot of things that you said today, Harris and I, there's been plenty of mic drops. I want to thank your entire family, but really want to thank, Lila. I want to thank you. I want to thank you, Eva. I've heard you were called Bean. You're called Bean. Okay. I didn't know which one was called Bean, but that's my wife gave her the name Bean. So, it was a phenomenal episode of Bigger Than the Score on 93.7 The Ticket. If you haven't got a chance, make sure you replay that. But just as a closing quote, the late John Lewis said, if you see something that is not right, not fair, not just, you have a moral obligation to do something. And so we're going to encourage you, make sure if you see things that aren't right, aren't fair, aren't just, you do something this week. With that being said, thanks for joining us on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. This is Peter Ferguson. See you next week on Sunday at 8 a.m.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break, and on behalf of the entire